Hello there, I'm Artistic Gamer 7, and welcome back to some more speed building. And as my water bottle decides to just randomly pop as I start this voiceover. But we are continuing on with the D&D group mansion build. If you're not aware of what this build is and you haven't seen the previous parts, there should be a link down in the description below, as well at the end of the video. If you ever want to click on the playlist and catch up on the playlist or start from the beginning. The very first video I go in big details on what I'm doing with this build, why it's actually in so many parts. Normally my speed builds are not in parts unless I really have to. I try to avoid it as much as possible, and I go through, basically, even while building, I try to figure out ways of trying to keep the video short as possible, like what can make me build faster, and what can I not worry about, what can I cut out here and there because of dead zones and stuff like that. I still do cut out a few dead zones and things like that, like if I'm scrolling for a really, really long period of time, or a lot of times, like, when it comes to some rooms, I tend to do it mainly with the kitchen, but during this build, I did it with a few different rooms. I've even been doing it with the bedrooms to a certain extent, where I just literally go through the different sections of catalog, especially with, like, decorations and stuff, because this is one of the very few builds that I'm doing where I am leaving my CC in. So, when it comes to decorations and stuff, I have so much CC for that stuff, so it takes me a while to scroll through all that. But yeah, sometimes I'll just continuously scroll through it, set it somewhere so that it's ready to go. And one, that helps speed up the video, but also, in some cases, I'm not sure how many surfaces I need. Like, I don't know, like, do I need, like, multiple end tables or accent tables? Do I need a big table? Like, stuff like that, because of what I'm wanting to incorporate in that room. So sometimes I will do that, and I do cut those parts out here. But yeah, generally I do try to find ways to go a little bit faster. But one of the biggest points of this build was to actually just sort of enjoy the building process, have a little bit of fun with it, not stress about time and such, but also I was already planning on making this build huge, because I am going to be putting all of the characters that I am currently creating in cast. So there also should be a playlist in the description below to that cast series where I'm taking D&D characters that I have come up with and drew and try to turn them into Sims, like try to recreate them in Sims. And I'm going to eventually put them all inside this house and do almost like a little reality TV show sort of deal, like where I let the Sims be. And for the most part, I will not control them, like, most of the time, only when I see need be. Like, if the cat is not being fed, or if I need to direct someone to, like, call a maid or something like that. There's gonna be a few cases here and there where I will do stuff like that, but for the most part, I am gonna have the Sims just doing whatever they want, and it's gonna be like 30-some Sims, thanks to MCC. That's how I'm gonna be able to get all these Sims into this house at once. So yeah, there's gonna be loads of Sims in this house. We're basically just gonna see what chaos ensues. I mean, maybe it won't be that chaotic. I have a feeling with it being 30-some Sims, there is probably gonna be some chaos to some degree. But I'm also hoping to give them 5 traits. There's likes and dislikes going in there now. I wish they sort of influence things a little bit more than they actually do, but, you know. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. There's still some influencing there. I'm going to have, like, wonderful whims in there. I'm gonna have the chemistry thing. Like, I have a lot of things in here to sort of, like, see what happens with all these Sims. So, it's going to be an interesting journey that we're gonna have, and I am so looking forward to it. I know, like, this past, like, month and a half, I haven't been posting as often. There's several reasons to that. I'm actually gonna put a vlog up. It probably will be before this video, so if you're curious about that, you can go watch the vlog where I talk about why I haven't been posting as much and what's been going on. There has been a few changes and stuff here and there in my life, which has sort of slowed the process down when it comes to some of these videos. But I'm really looking forward to actually like getting this series going and actually seeing how these Sims are in this house and how they react all together. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope others are as well. Sorry it's taking a while, but yeah, there's 30-some Sims that I'm creating for the Create-A-Sim, and I'm creating a house that has to fit 30-some Sims. Also, because one of the things, I'm trying to bring in some D&D aspects of it, I wanted to make sure there was at least 20 spaces that are somewhere in the house that I can restrict access to the Sims based off of what they roll on the dice. So if they roll a 20, they have access to everything. If they roll a 1, they have to stay in the room. Sorry, this is... hopefully no one rolls a 1. But yeah, so adding a little bit of D&D into the mix with this series because they are my D&D characters. So yeah. But this particular room that I'm working on now obviously is a paranormal room. I will say when it comes to stuff like this, I don't think Sims just naturally do it on their own. So I'm hoping that maybe there will be some whims or things that go in there that maybe like, that might be something, like if I see some whims here and there where Sims want to do something and it doesn't seem like Sims are really doing a whole lot, then I might like let them, like control them to do their whims, but technically it's their whims, so they were wanting to do that, just, you know, they wasn't actually doing that. I'm actually wanting to look and see if I can find a mod somewhere that, like, gives more autonomous actions. If anyone knows one of, like, a mod like that or something, please let me know, like, one that will make them most, like, use things like the photography thing, or the seance table, you know, the crystal ball, the thing that is in this room here. Stuff like that. More likely have them use it on their own if, like, they have skills in that or if they're interested in that. So, yeah, if you know any mods that might give me some more autonomous actions, then definitely let me know down in the comments below. I'm going to be looking for one. I briefly looked a few days ago, but I didn't have much time because I ended up looking before I needed to go to work, so I ended up running out of time because I was, like, multitasking, so I was doing multiple things. So, yeah, but anyway, hoping to find something to actually, hopefully make them use more of this stuff, but, you know, it's here, they'll have access to it. Maybe every once in a while I will let Sims, like, tell them to do something if they have skills or likes in it, just so, you know, it's not maybe Sims constantly doing things, but still I'm going to try to restrict how much I control the Sims, just because I don't want to do it too much. But unless it's to do something that is, like, necessary, or to basically liven up the video. Like, if they're constantly all just sitting around doing the same thing over and over again, then obviously something needs to be done. So in this video, we are going to be seeing I think it's actually the last of the rooms that are, like, the extra rooms. So, like, you know, the paranormal room there. There was, like, the little witchy room over there, spells, concoctions, and things like that. This room that is being worked on now is, like, a yoga area, which I might go back and update a little bit now that Spa Day has got a refresh. So, but I don't know if the room is big enough to give it, like, enough, like, some of the new stuff from the refresh. But I'll definitely look at it now, because I did this room before the refresh went live, because, you know, I've been slowly building on this build for a while now, and like, just as time goes by. So, you know, might be interesting to see if I can fit in some stuff, but I actually really love how the yoga room turned out. This is a nice little relaxation room. I feel like in some cases, sometimes Sims naturally go to some of the yoga stuff, so this might be a room that they actually sort of naturally go to. That is also something that I'm going to take an effect when it comes to assigning these rooms to numbers, because obviously the nicer rooms need to be closer to the side, like to 20 and stuff like that, versus, you know, the not so nicer rooms, or the rooms that they're not going to use as much, closer to the 1. So that's something I will be taking effect. So the yoga room probably will go up a little bit higher. It definitely will go above, like, the hobby room where I have a lot, like, the photography thing and stuff like that in there, and the paranormal room, because I'm pretty sure Sims actually do autonomously go and do some of the yoga stuff. So I definitely will probably be putting this one higher up on the list just because they actually will use it on their own. But yeah, I really did like how this room turned out. I hope you like it. I hope you liked how the paranormal room looked too. I also really liked how it looked. I don't know if they're going to use it too much, but I really liked how it looked. Like, I liked the colors. I really like the minty greens and stuff like that with, like, red being an accent. Something about that just looks really, really nice. I really like that. But yeah, anyway, forgot to mention that. Let me know down in the comments below how you thought about the paranormal room, and once this yoga room's finished, let me know how you think about that as well. But if I'm remembering right, we actually probably will be finishing up, or getting very close to finishing up, the rooms that are, like, the extra rooms. I know that there is some bathrooms that are worked on in this video, and I think where I cut it off at, and what will be the start of the next video, will be, like, a touch-up in the room that has the karaoke in it, because I think I mentioned that in the last video, that I realized that I didn't put stuff on those shelves that I have in there, so I actually go back and decorate that shelving stuff a little bit more, because I didn't want it to be nothing on those shelves. I wanted it to be interesting. But as you can see, I'm having a little bit of... I was getting a little annoyed with the, like, little massager table, because technically I think it's because the space it gives is... the blocks that it gives it or whatever is accounting for the masseuse or whatever, or something along those lines, but it technically is off-centered if you just let it naturally snap to the grid, and it was really bothering me how off-center it actually was. So I ended up scooching it over with Alt, holding Alt and actually getting it to scooch over so that visually it looks like it's in the middle. I don't know once, you know, animations start happening, if someone gives someone a massage, if it's going to look weird, but I figured that it'd be fine, so I went with it. I preferred it looking in the center, a little bit more symmetrical there, than worrying about the animation of something that may happen once later on. So yeah, but I went with creams and mints, as you can see, for the most part here, along with some whites and stuff like that. To me, those are colors, like, as long as you're not getting too many dark colors in it. Light colors, to me, are more for, like, a yoga area. Also, you'll see me here putting the little hangy ghost thingies from Snowy Escape, because I was looking for them originally and could not find them, and I just happened to find them while working on this, so had to go add them in there because I felt like I needed to. But yeah, I wanted to go with more lighter colors. I do add a few accents of dark colors, as you can see on the wall. Plus I put a TV, and TVs pretty much are always a dark color, so I haven't actually seen a lighter color TV in a long time. And even then, like, the really, really old TVs had, like, wood on them and stuff like that. But they were still dark wood. I don't think there's ever... I'm sure there's a TV out there somewhere, like, technically, there's custom content TVs that are white, and I'm sure in real life, there's actually TVs that are white, but I think those tend to be slightly more fancier, more expensive TVs, and, you know, I don't need that expensive TV, so... But yeah, anyway, I could have probably used a custom content white TV, but I did not, because, you know, I just decided to go with the normal TV, plus I put the little spa day symbol-like thing. It's sort of what they use as a symbol for spas. I used a dark color for that. Like I said, I did add a few dark colors just so that it pops off the wall. So there is a few accents of black, so they pop, but the main colors were light, because to me, like, whites, creams, like, some of those lighter colors are more, I guess, for me, maybe not so calming, because a lot of times light colors get really bright, and I almost prefer more dimly lighted, darker settings, personally. But when I usually see spas and things like that, they tend to have a lot of those lighter colors, or they go with woods, like wood tones. They might go with a dark wood tone, but if they have more stonework or more tile work, it tends to be lighter, at least in my experience and what I've noticed. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments below. But there is a bigger size bathroom attached to the spa, like, yoga area. And it's a pretty nice bathroom, considering that this bathroom is locked behind the spa area also will make this room sort of go a little bit higher up on the list, you know, like maybe 15 or so, because that's one extra bathroom that you can get to, that you may not be able to get to in any other situation. So yeah, that might put this area and stuff a little bit higher on the list, because there's gonna be 30-some Sims in this house at a time. But that's not mentioning, because I am gonna add some Sims that are connected to the character stories. So, like, for instance, Itzel, who is one of the very first ones that I created in my Creative Sim, he actually, like, with his story, I mention a sister and I mention a mother. I'm actually going to create those Sims off camera, and they're going to be walking around in the world. There's going to be, like, Drax. He technically has a daughter in his backstory, and what was originally, like, you know, his lover, that basically betrayed him. You know, she exists. So she'll be, like, those two will be created, so they'll be out there in the world. Nyx has a sister, so I'll create her. There's several of them that I've mentioned other people are connected to them and stuff like that. So I definitely will create some of those people, and, you know, they might try to stop by, or, you know, if I end up having this series go on a little bit longer, like, if people actually sort of like this, like, really like this series and stuff like that, because I'm planning on doing it for at least one sim week, and I might do it for one whole sim year if people really like it and they want to see it go for that long. So if I do it for a whole year, that means that over time, because I'm going to give them, like, either they're gonna have to work odd jobs or something like that eventually to keep up with the house. I am terrified to see the bills on this house, by the way. Like, I built the Fame Trio mansion, but this tops the Fame Trio mansion, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure there's almost no way that this is not quite a bit more expensive than the Fame Trio mansion. And not to mention that with that mansion, there is, well, currently there is, like, 6 people living in it, or so, but at first there was only 3 people living in it, so, you know, it's hard to make all the lights go on if you do the auto lights option. In this place, there's gonna be so many lights on constantly, but even with the auto lights option, so the bills are gonna be absolutely ridiculous here, so, like, I'm gonna give them, like, jobs and stuff like that based off of, like, their personality and stuff anyway. So they might make friends and stuff out and about. Well, I'm probably not going to give them all jobs, because there's some of them that I don't see. Taman, I don't see him ever getting a job. One, he's too big of a chicken. 2, he lies all the time, so if he gets caught in a lie, his workplace isn't going to deal with him for too much longer. 3, he's used to being royalty. Like, he's not in that setting anymore, but he's used to that. So, he probably won't like working. So, he probably would not have a job. He'd be one of those ones, maybe I would send out for an odd job every once in a while, but probably not even that. But yeah, they might meet people out and about, they might have neighbors come by and stuff like that. So ultimately, there might be a lot of Sims in this house, is what I'm trying to get to. At any given time, there might be 40 to 50 Sims on the lot. Whole bunch of Sims. So there needs to be a lot of bathrooms. And some of the bathrooms are locked behind people's bedrooms. So, like, some people get a lucky chance of having a bathroom attached to their bedroom. I basically took dice, I rolled them, and that's sort of the order. The only one that I personally chose who got to go first is Nita, because she was my very first D&D character that I ever created. So she got a little bit more priority than the rest of them. So yeah, she got first dibs. She does have a bathroom, but I'm basically, after rolling the dice, picking the order, I am using that order and then trying to think of the mindset of that character. If that character was legit put into this situation, how would they go about choosing a room? So I think Drax was actually ended up getting second choice. I purposely put him in the basement because I just imagined he would probably be more likely wanting to go in the basement. He really wouldn't care if he had a bathroom, because in my D&D lore, he's a revenant. He's undead. In Sims lore, he's a vampire, so he's undead. He doesn't really need to use a bathroom, so he has no point to actually pick a room with a bathroom. So I'm using like that thought process of, okay, where would they most likely be? Would they care if there's sun coming into the room or not? Would they prefer there not to be sun? Would they care how big their room is? Would they want a bathroom close by or actually attached to their room? Would they try to pick rooms in mind of thinking, like, I want this person to room towards me? So Drax is another example. Some of the other people that are supposed to be a part of his group, like Amara and Shamira and Taman and Lef, I'm almost trying to get them together, but I also have to keep in mind that if they rolled a low number, that they may not. So far, I think I've gotten Drax's room, Taman's room, and Amara's room done, and they are all close together. Because I would imagine when Amara and Taman went to go pick their rooms, once they figured out where Drax's room were, they would try to get close to his room. And I'm going to try to do the same for Shamira and Lef, but with those two, I think they actually rolled really low, so I think they're really towards the end of the grouping. And ultimately, in the end, if I come across a character that there's a room near Drax, Taman, and Amara that I think they would pick, they get dibs on that. But yeah, like, there's multiple things that I'm trying to sort of think as I'm giving them their rooms. And I'm not gonna lie, I almost forgot why I was going on this whole spiel of how I'm picking their rooms and who's getting what room and why what room. But it's all about bathrooms, because, we're doing a bathroom here, which I actually really love how this bathroom turned out. I had fun with this bathroom. Hope you like how it turned out as well. Hope you like the yoga room, because I'm pretty sure we're done with that room. Unless I do, like, a few small details here and there, I think I'm done. But I had a lot of fun doing, like, the little details in this bathroom, because I love it. For once, I'm actually going a little bit more detailed in the bathrooms for this build. One, because I'm actually trying to give different designs for each of these bathrooms, and two, a lot of times, smaller bathrooms, I tend to just do whatever with them. I cut them out of my builds because they're like, meh, whatever. I only show the master bathroom because that one tends to be the most different. But with this one, I'm treating them almost all like master bathrooms, in a way. So yeah, but it was a lot of fun. But back to the point. It's a small chance, because realistically speaking, if you have 30-some people in a building at the same time, the majority of them probably are not going to have to use the bathroom at the same time. My current job, I won't go into big details because, like I said, I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff in a vlog, but technically, I sort of have two jobs right now, but one is the primary job because it technically is full-time, but I'm still employed at another job, and occasionally we'll work there like once or twice a month. But the new job that I have is a lot bigger building, and more customers come into it at once, and there's a lot more employees. There's like 40-some employees on the roster. Now, obviously, not all of those employees are scheduled on the same day, every day, but I have worked at places that, for the most part, the max number of people scheduled on your typical normal day throughout the week is like 4 or 5. I've also worked at places where there may only be 2 or 3 people working that whole entire day. To now that there's, like, on a normal day, there's probably at least 15 people scheduled. Now, obviously, not everyone's overlapping, because some people are working shorter shifts versus some people are working longer shifts. So if you have people coming in the morning that are working short shifts, they're not going to see the people that are working short shifts in the evening, and even some of the long shift evening people, and so on and so forth. So, but still, there's a lot more people. But then also, there's a lot more customers, because this is a bigger building. But technically, there is only, in what is the females' bathroom, there's 2 toilets, and the males is 1 toilet and a urinal. So, realistically speaking, there's only 4 places for people to use the bathroom. And there's a lot of people in there any given time. Like, today was the first Saturday that I've worked there, and I would easily say there was probably 50 or some people in that store at one time. It was a little bit ridiculous. So, chances of people having to use the bathroom at the same time, pretty rare. But this is also Sims, so I'm preparing for the worst. I am preparing for the worst, that a lot of people have to use the bathroom at the same time. Also, this is such a big building, unlike a store, even a big store. It's still not so big that, you're lost and you don't know where a bathroom is. if you're on the very bottom floor and you have to pee and the only floor that has a bathroom that's close to you is like 2 floors up, that is going to be a long walk to go to the bathroom. This house has 4 basement levels, I believe, and 2 or 3 above ground levels. So ultimately, that is somewhere around 6 and 7 levels for this house. I am not gonna walk from all the way upstairs all the way downstairs to like the middle section of the house to use the bathroom. So, in between trying to be nice to my Sims so that they don't have a really long walk to have while their bladder is completely full, and on top of that, this is also Sims, things happen weird. I have had situations where a lot of my Sims tend to have to go to the bathroom at the same time. Also, another difference in between a house and a store, because, you know, I was comparing it to the store earlier, you're only going to that bathroom to use the bathroom. Though some employees go there to try to hide. It happens. I've technically done it before. I'm not gonna lie. I've had days at work, not just at this, I'm not saying at this, technically I've done it once at this job, but I haven't been there very long. But at other jobs, I'm not gonna lie, there's been times where I just like, I need some space, I need some time away from customers and or coworkers, where I go and hide in the bathroom. I think everyone's done it a few times while at work. Obviously, if you do it too much, people will catch on, you will get in trouble. Definitely don't do it too much. I've worked in management at almost every job that I've worked at this point. We do notice. And like, I'm not gonna lie, again, we do it too every once in a while. But also, when it's getting to a point where you're going to the bathroom several times in 1 hour, we start to notice things. So yeah, anyway, that is a totally different spew. But these bathrooms, unlike a store's bathrooms, also have a shower and bathtubs in them, so you also have to account for that. And so if someone's in there taking a shower or a bath, you can't go use the bathroom in there, so you have to go find the next bathroom. So if a lot of Sims decide to either take a shower, take a bath, use the bathroom, or randomly wash kitchen dishes in a bathtub sink because, you know, can't use the kitchen sink for whatever reason, you weird Sims, there's gonna be enough bathrooms for them all to do that. Hopefully. I actually haven't counted the bathrooms. I think at one point I did, but I forgot what that number was, and I don't know if I'd changed it since then. But yeah, this is a very long thing just to talk about bathrooms. This is how my brain works. This is how I just ramble constantly. So as you can see, we're working on some more bathrooms here, and I actually, because I didn't fully, like, I edited this video a bit ago, so I went through and took out any of the dead spaces that I needed to from me either leaving the computer for a short while, but coming right back to building on it, or, you know, whatever it may be. Once I came back to this to actually do the voiceover, I couldn't remember what parts were in this part, so I actually won't be working on the other 2 rooms just yet, because there's 2 more rooms. I think there's 2. There's at least 2. I think there's a music room, and then like a science-y room. Those 2 rooms will be the last 2 before the bedrooms. And those definitely should be in the next part, because I'm finishing up some bathrooms here. The next part will start by going back into the karaoke room for a short time being, and then work on those last 2 rooms, and then the bedrooms will start, which are the fun rooms. Like, I've had a lot of fun with a lot of these rooms, don't get me wrong. I've really enjoyed, like, the games rooms. I had fun with the kitchen, because that was, like, such a huge kitchen, and trying to imagine that many Sims, like, actually fooling with it. I really liked the paranormal room, the yoga room. I love the pool, like, you know, and, like, the little hot springs room. I liked all that. Those, I really loved a lot of those rooms, and doing those, was a lot of fun. But with the bedrooms, I get to take into account my characters' personalities, their backstories, like, you know, where they originally from. And this is, like, how they would have potentially decorated it and stuff. So I really was looking forward to that part. And I'm still working on bedrooms, believe it or not. Because while I wasn't uploading videos, I was working on a few videos here and there. But some of them got, like, some recordings got neglected, and this was one of them I didn't work on too much while I wasn't posting. So yeah, still working on the bedrooms. Pretty far along, though, at this point. I've done a lot of them, and they're so much fun. I hope you're looking forward to seeing those bedrooms. They're coming up very soon now. I keep saying this. I think I actually had someone comment about how, like, I've made them, like, super excited for the bedrooms. I promise, they're coming. They are. They're, like, very, very close. Like, they won't be in the next video, I don't think. They might be. If they are, it's just Nita's room, but I don't think it's going to fit into the next video. But it will definitely be the video after that. So keep an eye on it. Let me know how you think about this build so far. What's your favorite room at this point? What are you looking forward to? Like, is there a particular character's bedroom that you're looking forward to? Let me know down in the comments below. And definitely check out the playlist for the Create a Sim for the characters that are going to be going into this house. That playlist, like I said, is down in the description below. So you can go check those out and give them a little gander. The Create a Sim videos are shorter than this, so, you know, if you need some shorter videos to watch, there you go. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe, you know all that lovely YouTube goodiness. And it will be bye-bye for now.